5b. So in this half chapter, we saw personal pronouns, the first, second, and third person, singular and plural. So we saw those forms. The 5 lines we're going to go through, I don't think any of those turn up, but you may find them as you go forward in this translation. I assume you will. The attributive and predicate position, we talked about that, right, what that means, right, how that can affect the meaning of nouns and adjectives. Possessive pronouns, possessive pronouns, first, second, third person again. And we talked about the adjective autos, autos, ate, auto. And we talked about the meaning of that when it's in the predicate or attributive position, right, what difference that makes. Right, so lots of little bits here of the grammar. Like I said, unfortunately, in the 5 lines we're going to go through, not much of that turns up. One thing it does turn up, though, I have highlighted in yellow, and that's this seems unusual to us in that with the plural neuters don't take plural verbs, they take singular verbs. And yeah, it's weird, I know. You might compare it to the way some collective nouns in English are singular, like the herd. It refers to a plurality, right? But it's a singular noun. I don't know if that helps, but just try to remember that uh, a plural nominative can take a singular verb. Okay, so first 5 lines here. So, epide to aulio proscarusin ho te pilipos kai ho papos, balloon sophon, let me get my eraser, sophon akusin hulacte gar agrios ho argos, ta de probita balloon torabon poie, spoudusenun bulontai gar gignoskane ti pasque ta probita, protos un parasin hopais kai idu ho men argos mene pros te hodo kai agrios hulacte, and that's where I'm stopping. Okay, so when, okay, the verb is proscarusin, they approach, and I have a plural nominative, right? Te kai both and, so both Philip and the grandfather. So when both Philip and the grandfather approach, right? This is a verb that takes a dative, right? A lot of verbs that are prefixes will take a dative, right? Will approach to alia, or sorry, not will approach. They approach the sheepfold, right? So this is object of a special verb. That's the use of the dative. There's an upcoming chapter in which we see a list of the uses of the dative, so don't think you have to know all these before we see it in the grammar, right? But it will give you examples. So when they approach the sheepfold, both Philip and the grandfather. So yeah, when both Philip and the grandfather approach a sheepfold, all right. So what? Comma. So palum, sophon, akusin. So the verb akusin, they hear. Who's the they? Is there a new nominative? There's not. So it's still Philip and the grandfather. There's they hear palum, sophon. Much noise. Okay. Wonder what's going on, right? The floating dot separates clauses. Hulacte gar agrios, ho argos. Right? The verb is hulacte, barks. I guess there's an element of onomatopoeia in that. Hulacte, hulacte. Does that sound like a dog barking? Probably as much as the word bark or wolf does, right? Yeah. Um, so Argos, so for sensory because Argos is barking agrios, right? Omega S, it's an adverb. So wildly, fiercely. All right, comma. Ta de probita palum thorabon poie. Okay, so ta probita. It is, of course, a plural neuter. Okay, and the verb is singular. So up to now, that would have led you to expect that it can't be the nominative. But now you know it can be. A plural neuter can take a singular verb, takes a singular verb. And that's what actually is happening here. So ta probita is actually the subject of this verb. So the flock is making poie palun torabon, a great uproar. We saw the forms of palus, mostly first and second, but just irregular in a couple forms. right? So taprobata, the flock, that's a right word for a group of sheep, right? I think so. Are making a great uproar. Okay. Therefore, spoutusen, they hurry. Okay. For Bulontai. You're looking at Bulontai and wondering what that is. Well, it gives it to you. They want. But the form here, it's a different voice than we've seen. So in English, we have the active and the passive voice. And in Greek, you have the active, the passive, and the middle, right? And the verbs we've seen up to now have been active, but soon we're going to see middle, right? And then there's also middle deponents, which is what this is, right? Right, maybe I said too much there. Maybe it's too confusing. It's not going to be that confusing when we get to it. Um, but the ending is different. So this is a they verb, but it's not a usi ending because it's a different voice. It's going to be a different set of endings, right? Don't fret over that. It's not going to be that big a deal when we get to it. So bulantai is they want. So for they want, I probably want to do something. I need an infinitive to complete the thought. So gignoskein, to find out. To find out ti pasque ta probita. Okay, so what? And again, we have the singular verb, but it's going to be a plural subject. Ta probita again will be a subject. So what the flock pasque is suffering or is experiencing. So for they want, gignoskein, the infinitive completes the thought to find out what the flock is suffering or experiencing. Therefore, okay, the verb is parsin is present. Hopais, the boy, is present protos first. Right? Protos modifies pais. It is nominative, singular, and masculine, right? Just like hopais. So therefore the boy is present first. And idu, look. We talked about that, and it's an imperative. Look, homen argos mene. So argos mene, argos waits. Pros te hodo. All right, so pros takes more than one case. We've seen it with the accusative, meaning towards, right? But we also know that dative frequently with a preposition means place where, and that's what it is here. So on the road will work here for pros te hodo. So not towards the road, but on the road, right? He waits on the road. The dative here is place where. Kai agrios hulacte, and he barks fiercely again. The adverb agrios. All right, so much action is afoot. Lukos means wolf, so it can be very scary. So hope it turns out all right for everyone, because everyone wants to make sure the dog's okay, right? Who cares about the people? We care about the people, of course, too, don't we? All right, so go over that, work on the rest of this, and of course, we'll finish it off during class. All right, till next time.